state control. Oh no. And I'm not talking about some sort of crazy government mind control thing, although that probably also is happening. What I'm talking about is how to control your own personal internal state of being, or to say that another way, your internal emotional condition, right? So in Neuro-Linguistic Programming, NLP, there's this belief that our internal state determines our results. Thus, we always want to be operating from a state of excellence. So when we operate from this state of excellence, our physiology, our mind, our body are all operating from an optimal place. So if we're operating from this physiology of excellence, this means that our body can carry out all the chemical, physical functions that our living system needs. It means our organs, our cells, our biomolecules are all able to work in a perfect harmony to carry out all the functions of the living system. So this sounds pretty cool, right? So if we're to talk about states, you could be happy, you could be sad, you could be, excited, you could be anxious or enthusiastic, right? All of these emotional states have a different internal state in the body, and they're all a bit different. Although excitement and anxiousness are actually almost the same thing physiologically, interestingly enough. That has a little bit more to do with our thinking more in a negative space or thinking more in a positive space. But the body's doing the same thing. Excited cells jumping up and down like, ah. So
Yeah.
always try to frame that for yourself because it's very helpful. So
I feel that excitement. I can feel it.
Yeah, I feel that. I was excited all morning. So, we always want to be doing our best to be operating from our optimal place. And this, of course, it makes sense to us, right? It's like, well, of course I want to feel this way, or I don't want to feel this way. So how do we really go about doing this? So today I want to offer to everyone a few extra tips that's going to help us, get to that place. And if you were to go back to some of our other shows, we're actually already creating some optimal states. We're already helping release some of the baggage that, prevents us from going into these optimal states. So I highly recommend you go back, watch some of these things because, really everything in your life will be better when you start implementing them. As some of you have already told us some of the cool things you've implemented from the show, and we love hearing it. So also tell us how it changed you or things that you've used, because we love hearing it. That's why we're here. We really work hard to give you guys a good show because we love you guys all so much. So, so last time I spoke to you guys, we kind of talked about creating a more optimal state by using an anchor for forward momentum and motivation. So, and also Julie talked about how to use, how to get our system working in optimal levels with healthy living. And I'm not really going to touch on the healthy living stuff because Julie did an excellent job, but all of those things help us get into that, be able to move into that physiology of excellence, that be there and do that. So we want to be able to create the right internal state for ourselves. And the beauty of this is we already have everything we need to do this. So today I'm going to cover 4 ways to elicit a state. 4 ways. Yep, 4. So the first way to elicit a state is to use your physiology. So every state has a physiology, or the way the molecules behave within the cells, which is then how the system of organs work together. So you can actually adopt the physiology of a state. And I think about this like sadness has a face, right? And kind of this low vibrational energy to it. And the mind kind of needs to be thinking sad, negative things. And there's definitely something happening there, right? The face, the muscles, everything has its own look. Well, you know what else has its own physiology is happiness, right? And this is characterized by this kind of higher vibration, and the cells are excited and they move together, they move faster. So really, if you need to be excited, well, jump up and down for a minute. You can't really be sad and do this because the cells adopt the behavior and they get moving and they become excited. And so this is why you exercise, to raise your mood. So imagine what it would be like to be really happy. How do you move your body? Are your face muscles, how are your eyes? What's your breathing like? Because I can tell you it changed. You may not have ever noticed it, but it did. So how do you move? Did your shoulders get back and you're like, oh. And then when you're sad, you're kind of like, right? There's a different thing happening in the body with each of these states. So people who've seen me when I'm in my flow state, So I might like have these more fluid movements, and it's almost like I'm dancing or pushing around energy or something. And that's if I'm not in that state, well, I can just adopt it by moving into that and starting to be more fluid. And so like, oh, okay, like I'm in a flow state because I'm flowing. Okay. And then I'm back there. And you can do that too.